Good morning. And today we're going to have a look along a Team Valley trading estate. And we start outside Jarrow at the south end of the Team Valley. And Jarrow, which I think finally closed in 2023, used to be a place where they used to print the foreign money and passports, but when we went out of Europe and we got our own British passport instead of the European passport, Jarrow couldn't get the tender for it, and I think that was the final nail in the coffin, and they moved the money making elsewhere. But we're here to have a look at the Team Valley, which is started in the 1930s as a way of getting the people of Gateshead and the wider area back into work. And we're just having a little walk along. I'll just spin it around there. And you can see in the centre of the road there, you've got the culverted River Thames. And from south to the north is roughly 2 miles. And I definitely know it because I've run it a couple of times when I used to be in the Harriers in my younger days. And I started my working life on the Team Valley. We'll talk about that later. And from the main Kingsway, it has expanded over the years. It becomes 90 this year since it started. Officially didn't open until 1939, but it started work in 1936, so it's 90 years this year. One thing it did do down here is built one of the out of town retail parks. As you can see, on a Saturday morning, it gets quite busy. Over there used to be the Armstrong Coke Works. Was it? That's what it was called, the Armstrong Works. And that was then, yeah. Down here, a lot of these new. And that in the centre of the road there is the culverted Team, the River Team, which runs down and into the Tyne by Dunstan. This building here, I remember years ago, it used to be a Premier cheese factory. I think it's still something to do with cheese. I can see the Premier cheese thing here, but you know, you scan around the back, you used to smell it. And actually you can smell it a bit there now. I know you can't on the camera, but I certainly can. I can't remember if it changed its name. I think it did. Cavelli, that's what it was. Cavelli. Changed the name. We'll still do the Premier real cheese in every squeeze, eh? Not a great fan of it myself, but I know some of you will be. Like I say, I done my apprenticeship at 16-year-old till 21 down in the Tame Valley, just across the road from where I used to do, which, if you think of where the roundabout is in the middle, across the road there, there's shops and that now, but there used to be football fields. Let's see if I can get a photograph. I'll put it on. And there used to be a wooden pavilion to get the changing rooms. I played many football matches there in my youth. And you think some of the big names that used to be on here, if you've ever worked in any, like Primilla or Delarose or Hunters the Bakers at the other end. And who else was on? Hugh Woods, Osram Lights, I remember them. Knight Franks, I worked there for a bit, printing firm in the centre. Newer ones are like Northumberland Foods. You've got also Parcel Force had a place on here, and I'm trying to think what the name of that was up the road. The freight depot. BRS, that's it. Yeah, we're up there. Now, well, Gateshead College used to be on Durham Road, now it's spread all over. There's bits on the Tame Valley which we're just coming up to, there's bits down the Baltic. And from walking around here, it's still quite busy even though it's on a weekend. There's work going on. I'm trying to think of some other factories that were here a long time ago. There's one where they used to do the beds. A lot of the disabled people used to get the jobs there. They were kind of good. My cousin got a job there. She worked there quite a while. Can't remember what it's called, or what it was called. That used to be further along. It'll come to us, and maybe. I'm getting old, I forget things. Walking along here, some of the paths are a bit worse for wear with the roots. You've got to watch where you put your feet. It's all up and downs. This bit isn't too bad, but a bit back here was. Back in the day there used to be a big bus service. There used to be a bus station next to Delarose, and there used to be one in the middle. A big drop off. Yeah, I used to walk up and down here as a 15-year-old, going in all the factories and that, asking if there's any jobs going. At 15, I got a job in a warehouse over the Christmas period to help out, and then, like I say, I got my apprenticeship. And all these These are existing buildings from the 1930s. There's some newer ones like we're coming up to on the right hand side there. I'll dig out some photos online to see how it's changed. I don't know if you can make out the pavements the way the roots are hooking them up. I remember years ago behind Hunters and Bakers there used to be a bit spare land. They used to get a fair every summer about this time of year, because after the town war had been, the fair used to split up and go to different locations, and one of them was the end of the Team Valley. And like I say, as a teenager I played a lot of football, and a lot of it was played down on the Team Valley, either for the gold medal, which is just up below Fell, which is closed down. It's now a Hickory Smokehouse, and it's quite good. You should try it out. I've done it once. Or the Wagon Teams, which is at the north end of the Team Valley. And now we're coming to roughly the centre, the main roundabout. I know there was a lot of green space back when I was younger. You could come down, and if you were into camping sort of people, you could air your tents, play football, bring your kids, play frisbee. There's not much left of it now. It's all been built on. Ah yeah, this was St George's house, sorry. And this was the main part of the northeastern trading estates, which was opened in 1937 on the coronation of King George the Sixth. It's got 1936 and 1957 nearly, and that's St George's house. And this building in front of us, it's not the original, but there used to be Rose Foregroves. Used to stretch from there right the way up. I don't know if you can see that lamppost on the right hand side, right the way up there. This bottom end here was where they used to put the machines together. In the middle, roughly where them trees are, imagine the building there was like a paint shop, and the top end was a manufacturing plant where they used to make the machines to go down and get fitted in the fitting shop. And then it closed and moved up just the other side of that burger van on the left hand side there, a purpose built factory, and it moved over there to try and slightly smaller factory, but it didn't last long, and then Swaddlers took it over and that replaced, and now I think it's a cash and carry. But yeah, I've done my early working years behind them trees. And that's where Foregroves moved to. Finished my apprenticeship when they moved in there, before I went to Baker Perkins in Hebburn. It's now Best Ways cash and carry. And this is the newest building here, Macando. This used to be just green island in the middle of all these factories. We used to come down here with the harriers and do laps round here. And it's one of the last green areas. As you can see, it's about probably just under 2 mile from the southern end at Jarrow all the way down to the other end. And this, I think, was where Hunters and Bakers was run here, a bit further down here woods. And you had the bedding centre was on the other side. I can't remember the name of it. Or it was a vision of a William Holforth. Construction started 90 years ago this year. George Wimpy and co started filling in this. It was a swampy land. It was about 700 acres. And the first was like light transport, light industry. Started putting up. And there was about 70 factories by the time King George and Queen Elizabeth, Queen Mother as she was, came and opened it in 1939. So we started to get well established. If you work down here, I know Hunters and that was huge. We probably went from here right to the end. There's loads of other little firms. You've got the Royal Mail. Now you've got the likes of Greggs and Amazon. And like I say, the college. There's still plenty of work going on. It's still evolving. 90 years later. Still providing work for Gateshead and the surrounding areas. Shit. The story of the Team Valley is a powerful reminder that with vision, investment and a belief in the people, even the most dire economic circumstances can be overcome. It is a story of resilience that continues to this day. Yay. If you find this historical accounts of innovation and renewal like this one valuable, please consider liking and subscribing. Your support helps us uncover and share more stories about gambles that shaped our world. And at the very end now, you've got Valley Farm. So the southern end you've got the retail world and Sainsbury's, and down at this end you've got the Valley Farms. And from maybe a couple of streets you've got like Kingsway, Queensway and Princes Way. You have other one like Eastern Avenue and other avenues, First Avenue, 8th Avenue and so on. It's expanded immensely and covers quite a bit. And at the very end, across the road, you've got Festival Park, which is a housing estate that was built on top of where they had the Gateshead Flower Festival. As you can see, there's a lot of Mercedes garage there by the look of it. A lot of change, but it's still evolving, should we say, to keep it going. Factories close, new ones take their place. Hey, if you've got anything you can remember about the Team Valley, or if you worked here at some stage, put it down in the comments. If you like this sort of video, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell for future videos, and we'll see you on the next one. But don't forget, leave your comments down below. Thanks for watching.